Mel Gibson is one of those rare Hollywood celebrities that actually makes the world a better place and uses his significant star power to do good things for our country and our planet. Here's Mel Gibson saluting Donald Trump. Mel Gibson, a supporter not only of our president, our country, but also Christian nationalism and the retelling of Christ's story, using his significant power and weight in Hollywood to do it in a way that is cinematic and beautiful. Mel Gibson also said that Kamala Harris is as dumb as a fence post.
And that ain't good.
Yeah. Well,
Miserable track record. Appalling track record. No policies to speak of.
Yeah. And the border, right?
And she's got the IQ of a fence post.
Mel Gibson, an absolute classic. President Trump announced that Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and John Voight would be special ambassadors to Hollywood in his administration. He announced them, saying that our country will be back bigger, better, and stronger than before. Speaking of strong, this is Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ, released in 2004, over 20 years ago, depicts the final 12 days of the life of Jesus of Nazareth. The domestic opening box office, $83 million. It's a $1 billion movie. This is a movie that it's close to $1 billion. Let's say 600. This is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. $610 million worldwide, on its way to $1 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, staggering numbers. And of course, this is before significant inflation that has happened over the last 20 years. This is a movie that also saw many miracles, frankly, in its creation. It sends chills down your spine to think about it. Playing Christ will be incredibly difficult. If you do this, you'll be rejected by Hollywood. Jim Caviezel took the role anyway. His initials were JC. He was 33 years old, the same age as Christ when he died. And then he said, you're scaring me right now. And hung up the phone. Caviezel lost 45 pounds, was struck by lightning twice, whipped accidentally, leaving a 14-inch scar. He dislocated his shoulders, suffered pneumonia and hypothermia hanging from the cross. Filming the crucifixion took 5 weeks. Later required 2 open-heart surgeries due to the stress from the role. But his purpose was clear. I knew that people would convert to Jesus because of this, and it actually happened live on the set. Pedro Schrauby, the actor who played Barabbas, said of Caviezel, his eyes had no hatred, only mercy and love. He converted to Christianity. So did the actor who played Judas, who was a former atheist, converted to Christianity. A Muslim technician on the movie converted to Christianity. And countless millions around the world were converted to Christianity, and it grossed hundreds of millions. Jim Caviezel now proclaims Christianity boldly and proudly today. It might have destroyed his career in Hollywood, but it saved millions of others. Ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, Mel Gibson is back with the Resurrection of the Christ, coming soon. The soundtrack for it. And we've seen it was filming in Italy. We've seen some leaked videos from the actual set. No spoilers. This is the film that everyone is waiting for. Apparently, Jesus is in Italy speaking into a microphone. You can see here.
On behalf of all of the cast, I just want to thank you dearly from the bottom of all of our hearts.
Large film set here on the beach. As the actor who plays Jesus is speaking into the microphone, Mel Gibson there is present as well, thanking them. But now we finally have, and that was a leaked video, now we finally have the real video, a look at Mel Gibson's Resurrection of the Christ revealed. The first authorized image of the actual production has been released, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Resurrection of the Christ, Part 1, coming to theaters May 6th. So approximately 1 year from now. You can see some of the actors and actresses from the original movie. They look very similar. But Christ looks different because Jim Caviezel was not available to play this role again. Not sure if we've gotten the official story as to why that is. The Resurrection of the Christ Part 2 in theaters May 25th, 2028. Somehow Jesus has returned. So here's the response, ladies and gentlemen, to this. has gone worldwide. Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ sequel will hit theaters. The film will be released in 2 parts, a year apart. Mel Gibson says, I'm deeply grateful to the incredibly talented cast and crew for pouring their hearts out into this production. Together we created something powerful. The film represents a major part of my life's work, demanded everything from me as a filmmaker and an artist. More than 2 years to film for me. This mission I've carried for 20 years. Tell you what I believe, an important story of human history, uniting, ladies and gentlemen, true masters of their craft, allowed to bring the story to the screen exactly as I envisioned it, with tremendous support of my longtime partners at Lionsgate. Mel Gibson unveiled the first look of Christ in the Passion of the Christ. It is delayed. The film represents a major part of my life's work. Jesus Christ, Resurrection Reloaded, and on the 3rd day, he kicked major ass. Fact check true. Over 20 years in between, and we are finally getting the resurrection of the Christ. First look at Mel Gibson's Resurrection of the Christ. Thanks God. This is not a Christopher Nolan movie, or Jesus would be played by a black female lesbian. Everyone making the same joke. We are back. Go. First look at the popcorn bucket. Okay. Yes. But he died at the end of the first movie. Yeah, that's right. Oh, no, brother, I got something to tell you. Finally, a lesson. A reason to go to the movie theater. It's over, demons. He's back. The ending of the first movie. Chilling. He died at the end of the first movie. How's that possible? At first, I thought Jesus was a doctor. Somehow Jesus returned. The movie is going to make billions. It will. Jesus looks like he's about to toss a lightsaber off that hill. Okay. Satan, somehow Jesus has returned. That's right. Yes, it's him. People are lining up the actor to the Shroud of Turin, right? And saying that Mel Gibson found a ringer. Hardly the first time Christ's predicted return has been pushed back just a few days. Looks pretty much how Christians depicted our Lord. Early Christians. Some of the earliest paintings of Christ right here. From the firsthand descriptions from the apostles, yet another franchise bringing back the main character they killed off in the last film. Okay. Suck it, atheists. There's a sequel. That's right. Really frustrating when trailers get big reveals. Big spoiler reveals. Here's the reveal that Mel Gibson gave on Joe Rogan's podcast. We're thrilled for this. We're excited for it, ladies and gentlemen. And it can't come soon enough. Irritated that it's going to be 1 and 2 years, but great art takes time. And this is the greatest story ever told. Here's Mel Gibson explaining.
Do you have a title?
Yeah, it's just like the resurrection of the Christ. Yeah, it's like, so that's a title. And yeah, it's very ambitious. That's all I'll say. It took a long time to write. It's really ambitious, and it goes from like the fall of the angels to the death of the last apostle.
Do you have a start date?
I don't have a start date. I just have to begin pre-production and see what happens. And it's just going to roll in its own time. It's taken its own time. I thought it was late. I thought, it's taking too long. It's taking too long, but it's probably just right. Yeah, it's when it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, if you believe that, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope you're right.
I think I'm right. My instincts are that I'm right.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I was going to trust anybody with that story, it would be you.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a massive thing. And theologically, it's something that you have to really look at and make correlations that ring true. Because it's not all written.
Do you consult with someone, like a biblical scholar?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Yeah. And, of course, there's your own a thing that comes into it from having read the book a few times. You read the book a few times, and it's amazing how your memory, how there's these recessive files somewhere in the background, how you can correlate this piece to that piece over there. And that's important because juxtaposition is everything with this story. And what it means in a bigger picture.
Yeah.
So it's hard to explain, but it's quite involved.
Yeah, well, I can only imagine.
Yeah.